Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So I think that it's safe to say that if you are holding Hbar, you are probably pretty happy right now, or at least you should be. I do think that over the course of the next few days and even, this week, this weekly candle close is definitely going to be one to watch for. I believe that Hbar holders are going to be extremely happy, and we're going to talk about why. So first and foremost, let's actually address the overall crypto market. So we just tapped $2 trillion, as Binance did put out $2 trillion total crypto market cap. This was on the 19th. Now we did slightly lose it a little bit, but for the most part, we are still ranging right around it. The big thing that I'm watching for right now is for Bitcoin to make its next leg up. We still need Bitcoin to make a new all-time high. Then we start to see money trickling from Bitcoin into altcoins, which will ultimately push them even higher. This is very exciting because Hbar has started to run against the Bitcoin pair, which is why we saw Hbar being a huge player on the coin market cap listings. I mean, it's up 33% on the 7-day span. It's been very exciting to watch Hbar, but we still need to be a little bit cautious, right? And we're going to talk about why. We're going to address a few things on the actual chart, but we're going to also talk about why I believe Hbar could be a massive winner in the next few months. And I do think that Hbar could very well surge into the top 10. So first and foremost, trading volume up 114%, absolutely killing it. I think that when we were hitting this 11.5 cent zone, almost 12 cents, we saw a big surge in trading volume. I think that we were almost at $1 billion in trading volume. Right now on the monthly chart, it looks as though, and I'm not even looking at TradingView yet, it looks as though we are in a bull flag formation waiting for the big move to the upside of 15 cents, which we will talk about why I'm expecting that. But I also put out a post regarding, I think it's safe to say that Hbar has broke out. I have been calling for 15 to 20 cents short term on the YouTube channel for weeks now, which you guys are probably all aware of. This is why time in the market will always win. And again, there was a lot of FUD building up around Hbar during that time. And I even said a lot of it is just noise. Focus on what is actually happening. Focus on the fact that Hedera is putting out update after update after update. Focus on all of the expansion that has happened on Hedera in just the last couple months. I mean, Hedera has truly become a giant in the making. So again, it's proof that you need to focus on what's actually happening behind the scenes while price action really isn't showing it yet. But when we go and look at the USD pair, we could see on the daily span that there is a little bit of resistance right around the 11 cent zone. It's around like roughly 11.2 cents. So what we need to see is a break over this and a daily candle close. I'm hoping that we possibly get a swing low of the 9.5 cent resistance zone and flip this into support. But if we don't get it, hey, I'm fine with it. We already back test it about 10.5 cents. And I believe that I might be wrong on this. But if we go back in time, let me actually throw a horizontal line on here just so that I could address the level that we just tapped. So I was thinking that we backtested this in the past during 2021 as support, but we didn't. In fact, this was actually resistance that we were fighting against before we had the big break all the way to about roughly 16 cents, which still kind of confirms the fact that ultimately I'm really eyeing 15 cents. So 15 cents should happen in the short term, but we still need to be a little bit cautious, right? The big thing that I'm looking at is just ultimately getting that daily candle close over this resistance zone, ranging on a little bit before the next leg up, which would take us to, like I said, 15 to 20 cents. Hbar has been very bullish. It has been brewing for this big move, and I've been talking about it for a little bit of time, especially even on the weekly candle. If we look at the weekly candle, we could see why this was so bullish. Having us retest the 50 weekly EMA and holding it was a big deal. And then what followed was 3 weekly candles in a row that were green. Now, I'm still watching the weekly candle close because we still did not close yet over the 200 weekly EMA. If we can close over the 200 weekly EMA, we can regain this resistance zone. I do believe that Hbar is going to hit that 20 cent zone. In the short term, like I said, I still think that we tried to get a stab at the 14.5 cent, 15 cent zone, because we'll probably candle wick to it. But as you guys do see, we did retest that back, or we tested this resistance zone back in February of 2021 before we reject it heavily off of it. And as you guys do see, we wicked down to about roughly 9 cents, but candle closes is what we need to watch for, because it's still closed over this resistance zone at about roughly 11 and almost a half cents. And then that is what really kind of confirmed that we were breaking out fully, and it gave us the momentum to wick all the way up to about 45 and a half cents. Then again, the summer of 2021 hit, and then we had another run up in September to about roughly 57 cents. So again, that's why I'm watching the candle closes instead of just the candle wicks. But I'm still watching to see if we can get a candle close over significant resistance, aka that 11 cent zone. But the Bitcoin pair is also at resistance, which is, again, why I say focus on the Bitcoin pair as well, because this is what's more important to me. Because once we start to see resistance on the Hbar Bitcoin pair, this is showing weakness against Bitcoin, which means this will most likely continue to see a back test of some significant levels and significant support levels before the next leg up. So far, we did wick down to about roughly this 200 sat level, which is also support that we were holding back in December before we continued a little bit higher. I'm watching this closely because I want us to regain momentum above resistance zones on both the USD pair and the Bitcoin pair. Once one of these charts flip it, that's when we will start to see a lot more momentum brewing for Hedera. Now, do I think that that's going to happen? Do I think that the next leg up is going to happen? Yes, I do believe so, but we still need to be a little bit cautious in the short term. You always have to be cautious. You never know what's going to happen, right? Anything can happen. We could still have a back test of 10 cents. We could still have a back test of 8 cents. I'm still watching this weekly candle close, though, because it is the most bullish weekly candle that we've had in a very, very long time. And it did break a 20-month high already. So that's very, very bullish. And this is also why I said that Hedera will perform when you least expect it. A lot of people are still very bearish at the bottom on Hbar, but that's obvious by all of the sentiment around a lot of altcoins. But also, when we look at what's really going on Hedera and what is going to contribute to it being pushed even further upside is DeFi. Guys, there's a lot going on Hedera that most people don't even know about. When we go and look at SaucerSwap, it climbed to number 18. I think the last time that I looked, it was number 16. I think it fell a little bit, but they have been going crazy in terms of the DeFi market. TVL is up over 70%. The Sauce token on the ecosystem. Guys, the Hedera ecosystem has done very, very good. I actually put out a post regarding this on X where I was talking about it. I said it feels so good knowing we were early into Hbar and the Hedera ecosystem. They have a DEX that is now in the top 16 of all chains. The ecosystem continues to expand. The network is blowing up, so many new users, and the community is on fire. This is a future top 10 project, no doubt. And I do believe that Hbar will be in the top 10. I don't see how it doesn't get to the top 10, especially with what's happening already on Hedera in the middle of this cycle. We're not even talking about alt season, because guess what? Bitcoin, the rotation on Bitcoin hasn't even started. And when we look at SaucerSwap, they continue to create a massive wave in the DeFi space on Hedera because of the efficiencies around Hedera. And they just continue to make waves. And the noise on Hedera has been very, very loud, especially when it comes to TVL. We're at $161 million in terms of TVL, 124.3 million of that coming from SaucerSwap, 77, almost 78% change on the 1 month. So you could tell that there is a lot of, there's a ton of demand for DeFi on Hedera. And even when you look at the FDV, guys, we're at 5.32 billion. Just to put that into perspective, the market cap for Hbar right now is 3.6 billion. Fully diluted, it's 5.4 billion, but that's pretty crazy when we look at the difference there. So you could tell that there is a lot of demand here. But beyond that, the GC, guys, when we start to see the normie crowd coming into the space, they know a lot of these names that are on the GC for Hedera. I'm not saying that we should look at things that could pump Hbar, but the normies will look at some of these names like Boeing, Google, ServiceNow, EDF, WorldPay. Some of the normies wouldn't know them, but IBM, Google, things like that, they know those names. So they will look at that and say, well, this has to be good because LG's on here, Dell's on here, IBM's on here, Google's on here, Hitachi's on here. And they're going to say, all right, well, I need to buy this because of all of these big names. It's as simple as that. A lot of the money that floods in during the height of the bull run, they don't even do research. They don't even read anything. They just throw their money to the wind. We have witnessed this in the past. So when we look at that, right, I do think that the GC that Hedera has and a lot of the numbers behind Hedera as well is really going to prompt a lot of buy pressure on Hedera. Beyond that, though, the ecosystem is providing a ton of value for Hedera every single day. Galaxy is one of the biggest projects that are on Hedera right now that is live. It's a working product. It's decentralized social media practically. I mean, this is the Web3 world of social media, but it's a built-in wallet. It's everything that you can think about when it comes to Web3 for social media. They've been absolutely killing it. I mean, they truly are changing the game, and it's all around crypto. Everything crypto that you could think about, this app encompasses. So this is one that I've been watching for. It's been bringing a ton of users to the Hedera ecosystem as well. It's definitely one of those ecosystem projects that have been absolutely on fire as well, outside of SashaSwap, but also the HBAR Foundation. Guys, I've been talking about it. Like I said, there is so much expansion happening. If you just look at this account alone and you scroll down and you look at some of the expansions that are happening on Hedera, you could see it. I mean, every single day we get a new update regarding a new integration or a new project building out on Hedera, or projects that have been building out on Hedera are now launching or pushing live projects. I mean, this is what you want to see. I mean, when we really look at substance versus hype, Hedera has both. I mean, once they really start to market Hedera and they market the ecosystem, it's game over. And I do think that so far they have been growing tremendously. The Hedera account has been growing tremendously as well. We just hit 300,000 followers. Now we're at 325, almost 326,000 followers. Engagement has been absolutely on fire. It just shows you that Hedera continues to change the game, and they are working with real world projects or real world names that are blue chips that everyone knows about. And it's only a matter of time until we start to see the retail crowd coming back and looking into projects like Hedera. And also remember that they just announced Equity Labs AI integrity suit that is being evaluated in Accenture's AI lab. Guys, this is expansion to 9,000 plus clients that want to tap into AI, and this is all built out on Hedera. Accenture is one of the biggest names out there. And also, they had that major partnership announcement with the Saudi Ministry of Investment for $250 million. So when we look at a lot of the moves being made around Hedera, it's not just charts, right? Everything that we have been witnessing from the Hedera team and from all of the ecosystem players, this is only more fuel to push HBAR even higher. I do believe that HBAR will be a significant winner. So far, it's been very, very good to be an HBAR holder. I mean, from the time that we had to accumulate this lower range down here around like 5 cents, which I always said, listen, anything around 5 cents is an incredible entry on HBAR. We're already up 118%. On this candle wick, we were up 137%. And when we do get to 15 cents, that will be 200%. When we get to 20 cents, which I do believe that we will, this will be 300%. And that's not the end goal, right? We're still watching to see if we get that break over the all-time high and go into price discovery, which I do believe so. And I do think that we get to that $1 plus range. I've also been talking about $1.50 and possibly even $2. I do think that those levels will be breached. I was calling for about $3 to $6 on HBAR back in 2021. I was wrong. The main reason why I was wrong is because the dilution of the tokens. But now that we look at HBAR, guys, 67% of the supply is already out there. I don't think that we really need to worry too much about that. Again, a lot has changed. My original price predictions were built upon the supply that we did have during that time back in 2021, but it never morphed into reality because, again, we got a fast-tracked supply release for HBAR, which kind of halted the price movement. So hopefully this time around we can hit some of those higher levels, like $1 to $2.50. That's what I'm really looking at. But I do think that Hbar holders are going to be very, very excited about what's happening around Hedera and what's coming to this market for Hbar as well. I think that the price action is going to truly shock a lot of people and surprise a lot of people as well that have not been focused on what Hedera has been doing. While we have been doing the research, we have been looking into it, and we have been putting a spotlight on everything happening around Hedera. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.